Dad shirt, dad bod, dad bike.
Everyone, welcome to the Switching Gears channel. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the alert button. That way you can be reminded what's going on here at the Switching Gears channel. And if you're returning, thanks for coming back. So as you're seeing, I no longer have the Lowrider S, aka the Blood Slug, and moved on to a dad bike. Me and Mrs. Gears are taking more dad ventures and needed something, I needed something more comfortable to ride on these longer trips that we're taking. Definitely gonna miss that bike, but we're gonna make this one turn heads too, and we're gonna make this into the Papa Slug, oozing blood. I love black and I love red, so we're gonna make this bike black and red again too. Now, if you're wondering where we're heading, Jake from State Farm up there asked me a few weeks ago, hey, I'm heading down to the Keys and want to know if you want to come with me. And I said, heck yeah, let's go. Well, I'm actually a dad to a couple young kids, so it wasn't as easy as saying, sure, I had to figure out childcare first. Then I said, let's go. This is definitely one of Mrs. Gears' bucket rides. It's about a 5-hour journey. Now, if you're following me and you're not following Jake from State Farm, fix it. He actually takes a lot of long rides, and if you enjoy that kind of content, you definitely need to check it out. Obviously, to head to Key West, we have to head as far south as Florida will take us. We're on Highway 29 right now. I believe we're taking US 41 and then taking that pretty much to where it gets to Highway 1 and all the way down to Key West from there. Hopefully we dodge the rain. Oddly enough, there's a tropical depression that formed up towards Louisiana. It's making its way down south. But fingers crossed, we shouldn't get too much rain. Now, some different things about this bike. Obviously, this is taking a lot of wind off my chest, and it's really safe to say that this is probably one of the more comfortable bikes I've ever ridden on. Every bike I've had up until now has exposed me to a lot of the elements, which, trust me, I love. Let's be real, if I ever want to do that, Mrs. Gears up there, I'm just going to jump on her bike and take it, even if she doesn't want me to. But it's definitely neat to have cruise control now. Makes it more comfortable to ride. Obviously, this big infotainment system, I don't even want to put my phone up here, to be honest. I mean, I might eventually put my mount back up here, but at the moment, I like it the way it is. And the big thing too is, obviously, is now I have bags, so it makes everything a whole lot easier, because when we go out, I always hated having to figure out a way of stuffing whatever I had in awkward places or wearing a book bag. Alright, well, pretty much from here all the way down there, it's nothing but swampland, and we'll get some of those views, but unfortunately it's a little bit foggy, so I don't know if you're going to be able to see some of the swamp that's usually on the left up here, but I'll make sure I get some footage for y'all so you can see that. But anyways, I'll catch y'all further up the road. I know I told some of you in my previous video out at Fort Myers, I've lived in Florida my whole life, and you know, Florida might be straight roads and not very many hills or anything like that, or twisties to take your bike down on, but my opinion is I don't care what anybody thinks. I like Florida nature. I like the palm fronds, I like the swamp. None of you are changing my mind. Now, the hurricanes are a different story. I can't stand the dang hurricanes. I wish the hurricanes didn't happen. Can't have everything the way you want it, though. I'm always gonna love it, even if I were to ever leave the state. I'm always gonna love it. I like the critters, except the mosquitoes. You can take the damn mosquitoes. You know I just said this, but I can't get over the fact of how comfortable I feel on this bike. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely loved the freaking Blood Slug Jr. But being on this bike is so stinking comfortable. Obviously, there's some things that we could tweak on the bike. Like, obviously, we're gonna put more red on this thing, and gotta get rid of the stock pipes. Y'all know that the first thing I feel like everybody does when they get a new bike is get new pipes and get new handlebars. That's eventually gonna come. Turn on to 41 here real quick. How can you not love this swamp? I love the swamp. Obviously, there's things that you can change on your bike to make it more you, and of course, that's what we're gonna do. But all right, guys, I'm gonna continue to ride, and I'll catch up with you guys a little ways up the road. All right, so we're a little ways up the road now, and man, I know you guys are probably tired of hearing me say this already, but I just can't get over how comfortable I freaking feel right now. Again, not complaining about my old bike whatsoever, but just the fact that I can finally like stretch my legs while riding. I mean, I guess I could get highway pegs or something, but I don't know. I like it pretty much the way it is right now. Just stretch my feet out. I can lean back a little bit. On the other one, I felt like I was always, and I'm sure you can tell by the camera footage, but I always felt so cramped up and tight. And it was super extremely fun just to ride around town, and the bike definitely turned heads wherever it went. This is just so stinking comfortable. You know, I'm not sure that I've talked about it before on the channel, but I've had a few bikes, and like I was saying earlier, most of them exposed obviously to the elements, which I love. There's nothing like jumping on a bike and having nothing in front of you and being exposed to everything, whether it be rain and, you know, wind and everything like that. But I tell you, the one bike I most regret getting rid of was my first bike ever. I feel like everybody says the same thing, but the first bike I ever had was a 2001 Suzuki Intruder 1400. The thing was shaft driven, it freaking ripped, and it was super fun to ride around town. At the time, I had put some, I don't even remember the type of pipes I had on it, but I had these Cobra straight pipes on there, and I can't tell you, anytime I ever rode with anybody, they couldn't stand how loud the bike was in front of them. And it's safe to say, and I'll fight anybody that disagrees with me, but that bike was, if not louder, as loud as any Harley. And it being shaft driven, it had such power that was straight to the wheel. Such a fun bike. When I first picked up that bike, I picked it up, I think I bought that bike for less than $3 grand, and it had 3,000 miles on it at the time. The previous owner, it was only one person owned up until I think I bought it in 2011. He lived in Germany, and he came back and forth to the Naples area down here in Florida, and only rode it sparingly. The thing was in excellent condition, ran perfect. Talking about it makes me miss it even more. But after that bike, I had an 08 Ultra Classic, and that was a fun bike too. I put a lot of miles on that bike. As soon as Harley came out with that Softail Lowrider S, I had to have it. Now, I put a lot of work and customization into that bike, and it was extremely fun to build. Any of you that feel comfortable having a big motor on a very light frame, and that's the type of bike you're looking at getting, get it. That bike was and is so much fun, and I absolutely love it. But just like that bike, we're gonna customize this bike and make it into something fun for the channel too. Speaking of customizations and stuff like that, I really like you guys' opinions. So if you guys have any opinions or any sort of products that you like on your bike, go ahead and drop a comment below. I want to hear about it. Your guys' feedback is what gives me more ideas for more content. I like being able to bounce back and forth between installing parts on the bike. Alright, well, enough of me blabbering on for a little bit. I'll catch up with you guys when we get closer to Highway 1 and get a little bit closer to Key West. What up, dog? Yeah. Nothing like seeing a guy dancing in the street. Just having a good old time. Living his best life, dancing in the rain. Well, this is why you can never believe your weather app in Florida. Not that we did, but this is a prime example. But not this guy. Don't go after that guy. Go after the other guy. He's not the one dancing in the street. Alright, now that we made it through all that god-awful rain and we're all completely drenched, I mean, it is what it is. It's Florida. It's not my first rodeo, nor is it Mrs. Gears' first rodeo. And it definitely ain't Jake's first rodeo. Smells like beer and debauchery.
Alright, so we finally made it to the Airbnb. We are staying on a sailboat. Now, I'm gonna go change and go have fun tonight.
So long, Airbnb sailboat. Alright, it's just pushing close to 8 o'clock and we are heading home from Key West. Had a good time last night. Jake from State Farm showed us around Duval Street, all the nice and nefarious places that Duval Street has to offer. Well, we're gonna go get some chow first and then start this journey home.
Guys, thanks for tuning in to another video today. I hope you all enjoyed it. Don't think about taking those trips, just do it. Once again, thanks to Jake from State Farm for asking us to tag along with him. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And once again, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment down below. Thanks for tuning in today, guys. See you on the next one.